play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Biddly, biddly, biddly bo. Yiddly, yiddly, yo. Yes, yes, yo. Here we go. There ain't nobody down round here. We don't care what anybody's got to say. Get that badger. In and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. If you don't know by now, you never knew, DCL is well and truly up in this bitch. He is now back to being England's number 9. Quick shout out to Dragon BJ, a belated birthday. I believe it was his birthday on Wednesday, if my memory serves me correctly. Shout out to Ming, MVG, Southie, Julian Airy for the super chats. List night. Roller Blunt, Mimi, MVG. Yes, indeed. You all know who you are. Don't want to slip up. Yes, Lee Radley, 78 RPM in the building. George McPherson, let's have it. Let's go fucking mental. Let's go fucking mental. Big day tomorrow, innit, boys? Big day tomorrow. England's number 9. Forget Kane. I agree, Joe Depp. There ain't no doubt about it. My man DCL gets the opportunity the motherfucker deserves. You dirty cheating bastards delaying kickoffs and restarts. Pot kettle comes to mind. Absolute madness to me. There's a few things to talk about. We are going to discuss that because we've been fined £500,000. Be interested to find out who else has been fined. Because, you know, has anybody overly noted the fact that we've not been coming out at half time? Because every time I'm coming out and I'm trying to down a pint because it takes about 10 minutes to get one, I'm always in a rush to get there, to get back. So I normally miss first couple of minutes at restart. 500 grand is, in the grand scheme of things, peanuts, isn't it? We'll start with that due to the fact my man Brett's brought it up. So Leeds hit by, this is in Yep, the Yorkshire Evening Post. Leeds United hit by £500,000 Premier League fines for 9 breaches of kickoff rule. Now, one thing I would state is I have noticed on kickoffs that we're potentially behind. No, it's easy spent as well, isn't it, Lee Radley? So microwave must be going. 500 grand is chump change for the 49ers. Agreed, sir. So Leeds United have been hit with fines of over £500,000 this season after being sanctioned by the Premier League for late kickoffs and restarts. The Premier League has confirmed that they and the Whites have entered into a sanction agreement, or the Premier League have confirmed, right, see, that the Premier League and the Whites have entered into a sanction agreement after the club breached Rule L33 9 times this season in relation to kickoffs and half-time restarts. Now, I have noticed a couple of times on the kickoffs that it's been like 2 minutes past 3 and stuff that we've kicked off, to be fair, but, you know, still. A league statement said, rules relating to kickoffs and restarts helps ensure the organisation of the competition is set at the highest possible professional standard while providing certainty to fans and participating clubs. I think we can do a minute or so, can't we? But it also ensures that the broadcaster of every Premier League match is kept to schedule, obviously. According to the sanction agreement, Leeds accepted causing a delay to kick-off of a league match and or the restart after the interval without good reason on 9 separate occasions. The games involved included Ellen Road meetings with Everton, Newcastle, Fulham, and away trips to Fulham. We've done it twice to Fulham, Burnley, Brighton and Hove, Nottingham Forest, Manchester City and Brentford. Leeds accepted responsibility for delays of between 1 minute 17 seconds and 2 minutes 50 seconds. Woo! For the Everton home game and the away days at Brighton and Forest, Leeds caused delays to both kick-off and the restart. Each occasion carries a financial penalty, with the sum starting at £10,000 for the first offence and progressing to £100,000 for the 8th transgression. The fines due after the home game against Fulham was delayed by just under 90 seconds, amounted to £530,000 in total. So for 90 seconds, you're getting charged best part of 100 bangers, aren't you? Best part of 100 Gs. The agreement said the club has accepted and apologised for the breaches and confirmed that improvements in respect to Rule L33 has become a key objective for the club, with staff and players working hard towards improving compliance. Behave yourself. It's like, yes, sir, honestly, do you know what, lads? This is the most important thing that we can think of now. Yes, we're in a relegation battle. Yes, I feel like we're up against it. Yes, Farker's got his critics. Yes, the 49ers have got their critics. Yes, the squad's got the critics. Yes, the transfer window's got its critics. But what we are aiming to do is get that ball kicked off at 3 p.m. Come this weekend, if we're not kicked off at 3 p.m, I'll be filing a report and all. Rest assured, I want fucking 20, 30 bags in my account and all, mate. The terms of the agreement state that Leeds will be fined £100,000 for any further delay to kick-off, of which I get 10%. And same with restarts. Between a minute and a minute 30 seconds, should delays creep over 90 seconds, Leeds will be fined 130 grand. Delays in excess of 2 minutes will carry a £170,000 fine. You can literally, like, karate kick someone, can't you? Or be on steroids. Are they called steads? I don't know. And you get a fucking 5-match ban and 12 grand fine, don't you? And you're getting 170 grand fine for being 2 minutes late to kick off. There will be additional cumulative sums of 20 grand for each successive breach on top of the fine set out previously, though it's capped at 200,000 and 250,000 will be applied to fines for delays of up to 2 and 30 minutes and in excess of 2 minutes 30 respectively. Leeds United were approached for comment. And then the ends. So I presume comment and then made no comment. That's all I'm taking from that. So I agree. It's chump money. It's chump change for the 49ers. And if it makes a blind bit of difference, then you take it, don't you? You take your medicine, don't you, when it comes to 500 bangers for 9 different occasions, or 7 or 9, whatever it was. Fine 550k for nothing from the stupid corrupt FA, yet nothing to the big six. Leeds shouldn't pay it. Unfortunately, George, as much as I agree with you, it's not worth the club's. You got to pick your war, haven't you, with these knobheads, because ultimately, we don't need to make it any worse for ourselves. And they've probably been well aware that this would happen if it keep, it's obviously a bit of a strategy in it. Ultimately, I know it doesn't matter for a minute and a half, but I suppose you're keeping them waiting. I don't know what the point of it would be. Maybe it's a thing that they've genuinely, sort of slipped by and just that, had that final moment talking. But it's not due to lateness. I can understand a 15-minute delay, but a minute and a half is like it's just ridiculous. Still a piss take, says Lee Radley. Give that money to charity. 100%, man. They should just say, look, this is like, sort it out, but it's relatively meaningless. So, like you say, let's give it to charity. 500k goes a long way, doesn't it? Rhymes. But just for charity, what are FA going to do with that, really? Maybe FA should say, well, we fucked up. We've accepted a few fuck-ups. JackCity, they never accepted that, but, that's a crazy foul, isn't it, on Gruev. They accepted, what did they accept other day? We had to wait 2 or 3 months to find out that Struick had actually been fouled for Sunderland penalty, and they just go, oh, yeah, whoopsie-daisy, 500k. It's crazy. That's not much. Why not fine City and Palace for time wasting by players falling down and taking a long time to get up? Something needs to be done about it, George McPherson, and that is for certain. There's worse things in the football game, isn't it, than getting a minute, but you're not time wasting there, are you? You're not. I know you're having an effect on the other team or whatever, and if you let them go 1 minute, then it becomes 2 minutes, and 2 minutes becomes 4 minutes, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. If you know your times table, you're going a long way with me. Or your 4 times table. I don't know any other ones. I don't even know my 1 times table. 1, 3, 5. Oh no, that's 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 500k. But yeah, it's not time wasting. It might be having some minor effect on the other team. Maybe. I doubt it. Unbelievably doubt it, by the way, just to be absolutely clear. But then players can waste 35 minutes of a 90-minute game, can't they? And all the supporters are left watching a sack of shit, watching people roll around, fall over, lie on floor, roll around, roly-poly-olies, roly-poly Paul style. Just popped in to smash a like, Jack, and you know it. Yes, Luke, my old mucker, appreciate you, man. We could all whack a like. We've got 31 in the room and only 16 likes, so let's get them likes up, baby. Trying to hit 100 in each and every vid. We got to 100 yesterday for Underlap, which I appreciate everybody that joined. Appreciate you guys. Easy hit for them, but they can't sort out 35 to 40 minutes of time wasting in every Premier League match this season. Pathetic. Agreed, 78 RPM. Yet again, feels like it's only us in it that end up in these scenarios. And I do my very best to bat off that thought process. But ultimately, the clock watchers, aren't they, Ina? And you know it. Clock watching everywhere, bro. I've started saying bro and G now, as you know. But yeah, the clock watchers are in. I thought they were exclusive. I thought we were the clock watchers. I thought the clock watchers were exclusive to the Underlap, but obviously not. The clock watchers are the FA, aren't they? Maybe they started the clock watching rumour. Ridiculous. If I were the 49ers, I'd sat fart for costing me £500,000. Fuck the results, says Joe Depp. There'd be a few that'd go along with that, to be fair, Joe Depp. You're probably not in the minority there. Pay the fine in pennies, says Bremner's Ghost. Yes, indeed, that would be a sweet scenario, wouldn't it? In 2 pences. Send 100,000. That'd be even more, wouldn't it? I don't know how many 2 pences it'd be. My maths ain't math, and it's 50 for every pound, isn't it? So it's 50 times 100, which I can probably do 500,000. Fuck knows. A lot of pennies, innit? A lot of 2 pences. Yes, Ina getting the love. Appreciate you, Ina. FA will spend the fine on lobster, thermidor, and scotch. I don't know what thermidor is. I know what a lobster is, and I know what scotch is. But they'll probably just go out on lash with it, won't they, the bastards? It'll probably just go straight into, they've all got their nose in trough, haven't they? They're all gobbling it up like greedy pigs. So don't fall for it, we're doing, boys. Get in. Come on, you Trins. Trins. What's that in reference to? Bournemouth? Are they the Trins? I don't even know if they're the Trins or not. 0-0 at minute, according to me. It will be AO having a top tit at half time. Lee Radley, Tommy Tit, big shit. Yes, indeed. It wouldn't surprise me, to be fair, Lee Radley. He does get a bit panicky, doesn't he? Can get a little bit overwhelmed. First delay in kickoffs and restarts. What next? Fake head injuries. Got to watch Leeds these days. Haha. Well, it's remarkable, isn't it? That Raya for Arsenal can go down as often as he wants, can't it? Can go down more often than Bonnie Blue. And no happens to them, does it? It's just nonsense. It's nonsensical. Give them a slap on the wrist. Say, look, if it happens again, we're going to hit you with a £150,000 fine. And club would go, all right, fair enough. We'll give a donation of 50 grand to charity, like we're saying. And then, then it needs sorting, doesn't it? I understand it. I don't understand the level of fine. I think it's ridiculous. It's so, up and down. But I don't know whether broadcasters have had a go at FA or something, because broadcasters won't like it, will they? So... Yes, Julian Arian, you know it. We've got 40 in the room and only 23 likes. Let's get them likes up, boy. Appreciate you, Julie. Thank you very much. Shout out to Julie and War Piglet, the War couple. We love you. Neil Davison, evening, well-soiled crew. Jack, I love it, Neil. Stay soiled, mate. Hope you're having a soiled evening, a soiled weekend. Wakey 6, Lee 0. Understood, Bremner's Ghost. It's not my bag. Wakey style, but I'll take it. It's all good stuff. So, next in the news articles is Marseille keen on former Leeds United and West Ham target who is set to leave Anderlecht this summer. So, yet another one we're going to lose to Marseille. But you never know with this stuff anyway. But, this is on Yahoo Sports. So, for what that's worth. Reports that Marseille are interested in signing Mario Strokiens, which I can't say his name, but if you actually remember, we spoke about him at the start of the season. He signed a new deal with Anderlecht last summer with the promise that he could leave the club this summer with a release clause reportedly around €12 million. However, while Strokiens, can't say his name, burst onto the scene at Anderlecht, Micah Richards style. Injuries have really hampered him in recent seasons. Once a target of both West Ham and Leeds United, Strockenyes is seen as less a sure prospect as he did a few seasons ago. However, there is still a talented player there, and Marseille would likely try to sign the 21-year-old attacker for less than the sell-on clause. Anderlecht are likely to agree to a deal that may be under the release clause, given the injuries have restricted Strockenyes just to 4 starts in the Belgian Pro League this season. Back in 22-23 season, he managed 41 appearances with 5 goals, which is not great, is it? But again, a young lad, that's 3 years ago, innit? So it'd have been, what would he have been, 18 at that point? While the season after, he went on to score 6 goals in 40 with 6 assists, which is not horrendous. Last season, he played 39 games, scoring 5 goals and providing 6 assists. So far this season, 4 starts, and has been part of the 26 games Strockenyes has played for Anderlecht, just scored 1 goal. Marseille will clearly be hoping that Strockenyes' injury concerns are now fully behind him, and given he's only 21, there is a chance he will develop into the player many hoped he would just a few seasons ago. This is the thing, isn't it, with youngsters? You know, you try and get them minutes, try and get them game time, you're signing youngsters. Once you get an injury-prone label, you're butt fucked, aren't you? It's hard to come back from it. As soon as somebody starts saying that you're injury-prone, as a 21-year-old fella, you know, when he's actually played a fair amount of games in the last 3 or 4 years, you get labelled with it. You're stuck with it, aren't you? So, but you've got to go and make your way, aren't you, in this world? Time waits for no one, and 21's a ripe old age to go get sorted, isn't it, really? Another news article is, which club will be relegated? Spurs, Forest, West Ham or Leeds? So, would you like reasons for optimism and reasons for caution? So I think this is worthy of reading out. 500k, what happened to the point deduction? Typical FA, no consistency, haha. Can you imagine a point deduction for being a minute and a half late, Brett? It wouldn't surprise me, so don't rule it out, brother, because it would not surprise me, but stay loose with me, man. Don't be doing that shit to me. So West Ham, who personally are my favourites to go down, West Ham or Notts Forest, I think, go down. I think Tottenham win tomorrow against Notts Forest. And truth be told, as much as I want Tottenham to go down, I think they're the least likely to go down. We're going to do a poll here. Who's down? West Ham, Spurs, Forest, or Ferrist, as I've put. Forest or Super Leeds. So, reasons for optimism when it comes to West Ham. West Ham came from behind to pinch a point against Manchester City on Saturday. And for 18 glorious hours, they tasted life outside the relegation zone, which is a big moment for them, to be fair, to climb out of it. And then obviously Notts Forest went on to do what they did. They tasted life outside the relegation zone. That was their first spell outside the bottom 3 in 112 days. And even though the results on Sunday dragged them back down, those fleeting hours offered a glimpse of hope. Glimpse of hope. So this is what I'm saying. This idea that West Ham have turned a corner and they're, you know, the job, like Voldemort says, the job that Nuno's doing and all this nonsense. They have been in the bottom 3 for 112 days. Suck on this. They spent 18 hours outside of the bottom 3 and everybody's shitting a brick. Come on. West Ham have taken 15 points from their last 9 games, which is respectable, to be fair. Only 4 teams have picked up more in that period. And they all occupy spots in the top 6. But we all know what, other than, you know, Arsenal, Man City, who have even wavered themselves. It's only Arsenal that are winning plenty of games. Man U have won plenty recently. We are finally beginning to see Nuno, Esperanto, Santo, Santo, Uno, Gorianto's blueprint. West Ham are keeping things tight at the back, scoring goals from fast breaks, and have only lost 1 of their last 6 league games. So they are in decent form. Of that, there's no doubt. But you know, when you put it like that, you know, they've only won 1 in the last 5. So this happens to us a lot. People have a go at us for, like, you know, our points ratio, the amount of draws that we've had and stuff. But then when you put it like that, everybody goes, "Oh my God, they're on fire." You know, they've only lost 1 of the last 6 league games. It's like, well, yeah, but you know, they're 18th in league. Reasons for caution. They are all They need all the momentum they can get as they have a tough run in. Aston Villa, Arsenal, Newcastle, Brentford, all to come before what could be the last day reckoning against Leeds. Every point will have to be earned the hard way. It's between them and Forest for me. What you saying on that? Sorry, we prefer Crocs to fit on a free. Is he 6'8"? If not, who cares? Move on. Exactly, and we've got big DCL anyway, aren't we? 78 RPM. Forest for Joe Depp. Scabs or Spurs would do nicely, and you know it. Bremner's Ghost. Prediction: Forest batter Spurs tomorrow. More proof we are not the same person. Exactly 78 RPM, unless it's all a ruse, you know, to just seem as though we disagree on something. I just hope Farker leaves his negativity in the changing room. Well, that's maybe why they're hanging on for an extra minute and a half, Brett. Sorry, Joe Depp. Being open, it's Forest. Get rid of that Wolfie from the league. Yes, Brett, I think he does divide opinion, doesn't he, that fella? But I know Joe's got a bit of time for him, so I'm sure he's all right, lad. Spurs, reasons for optimism. Hope has been in short supply of late, but the fight Spurs showed in their 1-1 draw with Liverpool on Sunday and then against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League in midweek, which is all fine and dandy, but that game was done when it was over, so, you know, and Atletico Madrid aren't the best side either, but, you know, they've come over to Spurs to just sort of like make sure they get through to the next round, don't they? Might just be the first glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel. Tottenham travelled to Anfield on the back of 5 straight defeats in the league, but for the first time in months, they played with some belief and organisation. It was not the performance of a team that is winless in 2026 and missing 13 first-team players through injury, which is crazy, isn't it? Spurs had more shots on target than Liverpool and were finally rewarded for their persistence with Richarlison equalising in the 90th minute. We came here with 12 players and this is really something big for me, for our club, for the team, said the idiot Igor Tudor. With fixtures against Nottingham Forest, Wolves and Leeds still to come, Spurs fans will be hoping this week is their springboard to safety. Reasons for caution. 1 point against Liverpool only papers over the cracks. Spurs have not won any of their last 12 league games, their worst run since the 1934-1935 season, when they finished last and were relegated. Sensational. Discipline and leadership remain a major concern, with Romero's red cards and Mickey van der Ven's costly lapses emblematic of a team that often loses control in important moments. They have picked up just 10 points in their own stadium this season, which is mad, isn't it? The worst home record in the Premier League and the second worst in England's top 4 tiers after Sheffield Wednesday. My lord, how bad have they been? Spurs do not have the luxury of competing against a dire bottom 3 like they did last year, and draws may not be enough to save them. Lose to Nottingham Forest on Sunday and they will be in big trouble. Now that doesn't read very well, does it? Granted. Watching the boxing, so not commenting, listening, don't worry. Mingy, appreciate you, brother. All boxed up. Wolfie's a funny bloke. Watching his turmoil sometimes is very entertaining, to be fair. As I say, all boxed up, I don't watch anybody, do I? So I don't know. But I know Joe's got a lot of time for him. And I think from Joe's not said this, but I think from what I've seen of Wolfie, I think he's just on wind up most of the time, in fairness. I think he enjoys the banter, doesn't he? Does anyone else think the league could cheat the others to keep Spurs up? I don't think they'll need to, Brett. Yes, BMG, what's good? I think Spurs are the ones that they'll be all right. Notts Forest next. So reasons for optimism. Nottingham Forest are 17th in the table, which that's not the best reason for optimism, is it? But just above the relegation zone, thanks to their superior goal difference to West Ham. They can pull further clear if they beat Tottenham on Sunday. This is what I mean. This is what I don't want, really. I think we just need to not fuck around trying to get Spurs down, even as mint as it'd be. In reality, if it weren't Spurs, if it were West Ham that were in front of Notts Forest, you'd just want to keep Notts Forest down, wouldn't you, sir? They have won their last 3 matches against Spurs and are starting to show some signs of stability under Pereira. He is the club's 4th manager this season, which is hardly ideal, but his focus on video analysis and one-to-one work has improved results. Forest came from behind twice to draw with Manchester City at the Etihad earlier this month, and they have backed it up with another draw against Fulham and a win over Midtjylland in the Europa League, which again I think is a good thing for us. They are taking steps in the right direction at a pivotal point in the season. They can't all be going good. We're all towards the bottom of the league. We're top of the league in the relegation battle, which I'm happy with. I'll have to take that. I'll take my medicine if it goes tits up. But, you take it from where it is. Now, before anybody has a go at me for wanting to go far in the FA Cup, and me saying that it's a good thing for us that Notts Forest have beat Midgetland, that is a completely different thing. It's a completely different entity. There's a lot more travelling involved. It's Thursday, Sunday games, which has a lot of impact on the players. I also think it's quite a big distraction because I think them players probably think, as much as you want to win an FA Cup and stuff, winning a European title is enormous and probably the only chance these lads will get. Ampadu's probably thinking, well, if we keep improving, if we keep improving as we are doing or keep moving up the league, I'm going to have plenty of opportunities to win a cup at the club. Whereas, in Europe, you really do have to take your chance, don't you? So I'm hoping it's a welcome distraction. Somebody commented yesterday that they'd be saving the players for Europe, but I highly doubt that with them being in such a dire position in the league. Reasons for caution. Pereira has admitted his players are struggling with the demands of competing in Europe and a relegation battle. I'm not the kind of person who tries to find excuses, but it's not really easy to play 4 games in 12 days because they are not machines. And again, this is what I mean. It's like Thursday, Sunday. That's hardcore, and a bit of travelling involved as well. He said earlier this month, but the big games keep coming. They are off to Porto in the quarterfinals of the Europa League after the international break, which is brilliant. Pereira should also be worried about his team's lack of cutting edge. They have failed to score in 14 of their 30 matches this season and have the second worst attacking record in the league after Wolves. Forest are sorely missing Chris Wood, who has been injured since October but remains one of their top goal scorers this season. With Spurs, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle and Man United to come in their last 8 games, the goals will have to arrive soon. Now that is bleak reading. Do you agree? How's this poll getting on? 43%, 45% now saying Nottingham Forest. I honestly think it's Nottingham Forest, boys, that are favourite to go down. I'll actually look up the odds in a minute once I've read Leeds is out. Yes, BMG, what's good, brother? Shout out to BMG for no reason at all. Jay Darnborough, what's good, my man? Hopefully we don't break PSR trying to avoid diesel and jet fuel. Fuck's sake, man. Get up, Jay Darnborough. Cock Wombles will be getting plucked at Lincoln next season. You'd love it. You'd love to see it, wouldn't you? 78 RPM, but genuinely, tomorrow, or Sunday rather, tomorrow we need to do the business. If we get 3 points tomorrow, I'd accept to draw Spurs and Forest, but really, you just want Spurs to win. It'd put us on 35, it'd put Spurs on 33, and it'd leave Forest on 29, and then see what West Ham do against Aston Villa, which is a difficult game as well. They're playing at the same time as well, worth noting. But, ultimately not being that guy, but a 6-point gap between us and Notts Forest and potentially West Ham with a far superior goal difference. Perhaps not so much to Forest, we're only +4 on Forest, whereas we're +8 on West Ham. So, we'd have to lose a few games, to be fair, in order for them to catch us. So, Joe Depp getting the love. I don't mind Wolf. He reminds me of Tom Westwood vocally. You mean Tim Westwood, Joe Peru can sniff a goal. Best behaviour tonight, says Joe Depp, and you know it. No boozing tonight, my brother. I've got no power tonight. BMG, you've always got power over here, mate. I enjoyed yesterday. I'm glad, Joe Depp. It's a good evening, innit, mate? I love it. Honestly, I love it. You boys make it what it is. It's ace. All 3 need to overtake us to relegate us. None of them will be None of them will. This 15th spot is ours. Love it, 78 RPM. I'm in full agreement. I think we finished top of the relegation battle. Gates up. I'm for whatever keeps us up. That's where I'm at, Cletus. That's what I'm saying, brother. I think if Tottenham win on Sunday, I think that's probably the best for us. Forest can't hit a barn door in the league. Well, exactly. But you don't want them to get on a bit of a roll, do you, with Spurs? What makes this Brentford game important is that we next play Scum, which is probably our hardest game. And then our next one is Wolves on the 18th of April. So it's crucial to go into that with a bit of a cushion. All aboard, BMG, and not the bullshit bus. All aboard that statement, my brother. Because that is why this weekend is massive. Because ultimately, we're not going to get out at Man United. You'd have to hazard a guess and say it's probably a step too far for us. They're actually in decent form, aren't they? Still 0-0 against Bournemouth. It's at their gaff. I'm hoping to get a ticket for it, but I've actually just got a ticket confirmed for West Ham, which I'm buzzing about. So me, my brother, and Greengrass are going down, meeting Big Steve in Boozer. Clem Fandango, Spurs for me. Vicarero is out for a few weeks, so Kinski is in goals. I didn't know that, Clem Fandango, to be fair. Hopefully, if he really has a Meslier all for the rest of the season, then maybe they are going down. I just don't want it to go down to the last game of the season. Neither do I, Tim Mason. It's a mint way of staying up, as daft as that sounds. Beating West Ham last day of the season. It is a party and it's a celebration, isn't it? And I remember it a few years ago, but ultimately, I think you can do without it. And I don't think it's a great place to build from last day of the season job. I think when you're safe, you get straight into building, don't you? 49ers know we're safe. Crack on. Get the job done, boys. Get some signings in. Let's get moving. We are staying in the Premier League type of thing. When it's on last day, it's all a bit touch and go, in it. And the 49ers will be planning sort of both going down and staying up. It's a weird one. Joe Peru can sniff a goal. Forest have bought enough players for 10 squads and are still missing Wood. Great recruitment. Yes, Joe Peru can sniff a goal. It's not always about how many you get in or how much you spend, is it, my G? I've started saying my G now, by the way. Brett, Leeds will be fine. The others have too much to do. One might overtake, but not all. Love it, Brett. Brett, that comment is clear evidence that you aren't a Leeds fan, says BMG. I think that makes him sound like a Leeds fan, that. What's best, Spurs win, Forest win, or the draw? I personally think Spurs is the best. That's the best win. I think a draw keeps them both sort of close. I think you just got to keep Forest as far away from us as possible and hope that Villa can get a result against West Ham. I just don't want it to be only one club. You don't want them both to be catching you up, do you? You want it to be one club. Yeah, sorry, you want it to be all of them, but I'm picking now. I'm choosing. It's like Spurs can come away with us, that's fine. Can't remember who had the idea, but it's a good one to use the period after the season finishes to run the vids about Fantasies 11. Good time to do it when there's limited Leeds news. That is 100% what I'm going to do, BMG. I think, was it Rogers? War Piglet, maybe. It was War Piglet, maybe, that did that. But that was a brilliant idea, yeah. Because there's nothing going on over the summer, is there? So I can definitely get that sorted, BMG. I'm excited, mate. Legend. Shout out to BMG. Did you see the Forest game? They won the pen shootout without their keeper making one save. Never seen it before. Didn't see the penalty shootout, to be fair, Ming. Were they all just off target? Leeds safe by Easter. Stress-free last month. Gate up, Bremner's Ghost. Love it, mate. All boxed up. Behave yourself, big man. Appreciate you, my G. I've started saying my G, by the way, now. Shout out to all boxed up. What a ledge. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Brett, because we're all pessimists except Jack, says BMG. And 78. There's a few of us that aren't BMG. Will be good to have Okafor back. Yes, indeed, Jay Darnborough. It's a shame about Goodmanson, obviously. But it'll be James Justin probably in that left back row, won't it, which you'd take. He did mention Pascal Struijk, suggesting that, he's never playing there again. He said something like he can't imagine him bombing up and down the wing, which, truth be told, he's right, isn't he? I wonder if 49ers have two shopping lists. That's what I mean, Joe Depp. Not at the moment, I'd say. I think, there'll be some work being done, won't there? But I don't think they'll be planning for the championship. So I think, depending on how results go this weekend, perhaps. Shout out to all boxed up, my guy. Yeets up, Mingy. Joe Depp, good question. Most people saying Spurs win, but I'm not sure. I guess keep Forest away from us. That's where I'm at with it, BMG. That's where I'm at with it. And then finally, we've got Leeds. So, reasons for optimism. They are 3 points. They are 3 plonking points clear of the relegation zone and have a favourable running, with games to come against Wolves, Burnley, Spurs and West Ham. Whoo-hoo! Some 6-pointers! All sides below them in the league, and just one fixture against the top 6 side, which, in a good way, is coming up soon, isn't it? Let's get it out of the way, and then let's fly into Premier League. They should be cautiously optimistic, especially after a series of increasingly gritty displays in recent weeks. Best encapsulated with their 0-0 draw at Crystal Palace last Sunday. A missed penalty and a harsh red card might have crushed other relegation candidates, but not Leeds. See, this is how nobody seems to view the club. We all left that ground just thinking, well, it's a shame we couldn't nick the 3 points. We were a better team for the first half. We had a penalty opportunity. It didn't happen. We got sent off. That's the type of story you ring your mum on Sunday morning and say, well, this is why we're going down, mum. Because all this happened to us and it's shit. And then we got beat 1-0. And you go, oh my God, it's bad luck. But what we've done is the boys have got a bit of character, haven't they? My man Ampadu and the like got a bit of character and they bounced back. And, you know, Metcher seems like a mint guy. DCL, England's new number 9, seems like a mint guy. Bogle knows what day it is. Goodmanson knows what day it is. Ampadu knows what day it is. Struick, Biol, they all know what day it is. Rodon, Darlow, my man Darlow, my man Longstaff, Tanaka knows what day it is. Stack's a beast. Aronson gets about. He knows what day it is. He's a new man. He's a changed man. So we didn't buckle. We left Crystal Palace. We left a London club with a point, having had a real bad half. They regrouped at half-time, shifted into a defensive 5-3-1 formation and defended like their season depended on it. Get up, The Guardian. Denying Crystal Palace a single shot on target in the entire match. It wasn't pretty, but it was a resolute display of a side hell-bent on survival. Optimist! 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 Reasons for caution. Leeds draw too many games, says Roger Slicker. They have only lost 4 of their last 17 matches, but they have won only 4. They are also too reliant on their home form with just one away win all season. The good news is they still have home matches to play against Wolves and Burnley. Now that is 6 points. If we get 3 points, and I'm not saying that is 6 points, nothing's guaranteed in this world, but if we get 3 points this weekend and 6 points against Burnley and Wolves, all at home, that is 9 points. That's the magic number that Farker thinks we need. Farker's doing well to manage expectations as it stands. He's only saying we need between 6 and 8 points, which, again, I think it's funny somebody commented saying just 7 then. He's set his stall out and he's managing expectations. He knows in the next 3 or 4 games we can get 9 points. And then we look to move on again, don't we? Then he goes, right, now let's accumulate as many points as we possibly can. There's no point saying we need 12 points. It applies pressure. There's no point saying we need 15 points. You just say, look, we need 6. That is so achievable in 9 games. Everybody goes, right, yeah, shit. That's just a few draws and a win. Bosh, can get that. Can get that, Gaffer. Do you feel me? BMG, even you have to be confident when you look at each team's fixtures. Yes, indeed, Brett. I'm still on 15th, the FA Cup and 45 points with Daniel United. Tuchel said DCL was good at penalties. Obviously missed the match. Hidden in the wings, Enar in the wings. It's probably similar for all fans, but I'm never comfortable in a game unless we're 3 clear going into injury time. So I won't be happy until we're practically safe mathematically, says BMG, and Brett can understand. Also, there's been a few odd results lately. The lower teams are eking out results, including us though, BMG. We are too. So we just need a big 3 points at weekend. Honestly, it sorts everything out. Leeds point for optimism. You won't like this, Jack. Spurs go down and Leeds get Archie back. I'd take it all boxed up. Just right now, right here this weekend, I don't want to be pissing around. Keep Forest as far away from us as possible. Just hope DCL doesn't come back from internationals broken in some way. I don't think he'll play a right lot of minutes, Bremner's Ghost, to be honest. We're going to discuss my man DCL, New England's number 9. I think it's good what Tuchel's doing, to be honest, having a look at him. He's having a look at Solanke as well, saying that, you know, he needs to see players. I think he should be looking at players. I actually like Tuchel. I think he's a top manager. I think he's an elite manager, and that's why we've got him in there, innit? I mean, you know as well as the next man, I don't really care about English games. England, obviously, I get stuck into World Cup and that glory support. It's more just a night out to me when England play, to be fair. But if DCL were to go, it'd met my World Cup, to be fair. It'd be brilliant. Still prefer Leeds fixtures, says Brett. Same with Stack, and you know it, Bremner's Ghost. I owe you one, Jack. Me and Mr. War Piglet's viewing will be Peaky Blinders on Sunday. If it's good enough for JC, it's good enough for the piggy. Get up, Julian Airy. Yeah, it was a good film. It's a bit slow. I won't tell you what happens, Julian Airy. There'll be no spoilers in and on and over here. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Really good. BMG, I also can't help thinking about the ifs. VAR committee say we should have had a pen versus Sunderland. If DCL scores the pen, we probably win. Then we're on 37 points. I'd be comfortable then. But we ain't. This is the problem, BMG. This is why, as much as I'm an advocate for the draws, the 3 points is becoming now essential in it. It just pulls you away because the teams are not going to pick up enough points this season. So another 3 points now. Yeah, I can't emphasise the size of it. You know, it's massive, isn't it? I agree in theory, but as an example, we draw away to Chelsea and lose at home to Sunderland. That's the sort of stuff that really doesn't really surprise me. Well, this is it, BMG, but you take what you can when you get it as well, don't you? And ultimately, you know, we could have got thumped to Chelsea, and it doesn't do us any good in the long run, does it? So, and, you know, I don't know. Think games like that are the games that have pushed us over this edge now, aren't it? Where we've felt like we've competed in every game. You know, Aronson in his interview the other day was saying we've been in every game. You know, he didn't mention the Arsenal games. Obviously, we want in them games. But we've been in every game this season other than them two. We were shit at Forest, but again, still in the game. We went 1-0 up in that game. Burnley, we were really bad away, but again, we was in that game. This cup does not fucking hold the heat. Fuck me. And it also, I can't drink it. It goes down wrong the fucking tube. It don't retain the heat whatsoever. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether I'm just a cold son of a bitch, but it does not retain the heat. Real frustrating. 3 points this weekend would really sort a lot out, especially if West Ham lose or even draw. That's what I'm saying, BMG. It pulls us away. Physically not all three teams can win this week, can they? Forest, Spurs or West Ham have to lose, or granted they could draw. But they can't all get more than a point, can they? You know, if one of them gets 3 points, Forest or Spurs, the other one has to take none from it. Now, I know you all know how football works, and when you're playing against each other, that's obviously how it works. Much prefer Tuchel as England boss than at Chelsea scum. I agree, Bremner's Ghost, yeah. In all fairness, the game against us was always going to be a tricky one, says Brett. Yeah, you would think that, Brett, to be fair. I was told that we should have cakewalked it, but... Have you noticed that I've not asked for Angry Mad Gav for ages? I hadn't actually, BMG, no. But, you know, he's not been about, has he, for a while? He's not needed, is he? That's what it is. All teams can say this, but we've dropped so many points through late goals. Just a couple of them would have practically saved us. Yeah, I mean, there's a few draws in there as well, isn't there? I know I referenced Goodmanson's top bin against Fulham a lot, but that's just like mind fart stuff, innit? Where you just go, oh, for fuck's sake, top bin, you know, from a corner, just such a dumb header. Like, he's not even under pressure. I mean, I think there's a match reaction to that somewhere. I think it was live watch along I did for that. It's just like, oh my lord, what are you doing? Need more rum in it, says Bremner's Ghost. I'm trying to go easy this weekend, my dude. But yeah, fancy cup. My mum bought me it. My mum buys me all my mugs, really. But it don't retain the heat. And once my tea goes cold, I go soft. With a cup that size, we'll be having the piss song soon. Yeah, it is a bit big, like. But, you know, I thought that'd help retain the heat, but no, it don't. The cup is losing heat due to its large surface area. Yeah, is it because it sort of goes quite out, doesn't it? It's quite wide, and I believe it to be China. I think it's China. China! I think it's China, but I don't know if it is or not. China! The cup has a far wider top than bottom. The perfect design to lose heat. Yeah, is that what it is? 78 RPM, yeah. Just don't retain it, you know. It's not like my Dumbo cup, you know. Not like it. But that's gone a bit... I've left that too long with teabagging in it, so it's gone a bit manky. Brentford are no mugs, says Roger Slicker. Wins are a premium for us. Brentford are 7th on merit. If Farker wins this, I'll lay off him for 3 weeks. Is that because we're off into international break, Roger Slick? And we've got a big quarter-final I'm travelling down to London for. Get up! To Brentford. Semi-finals looming. Spurs beat Forest. Villa beat West Ham. Suck on that. Swivel on this. Games against fellow promoted teams could be tricky. Them are the ones you look at the beginning of the season as wins. This is the worry. I mean, Wolves, I still think will do. Burnley at home, you've got to back us to do Wolves and Burnley at home. Just because we've got to be bang up for it. But, you know, suggesting that West Ham are below us and Spurs and stuff, it's like that is physically true. But, you know, they are big games, aren't they, them? Big games. I had to go easy with both Trins and Leeds having night games this weekend. Yes, indeed, Bremner's Ghost. I might be having a few pots tomorrow. I might be dragged out. Can't help myself. The most costly late goals have been Bournemouth, Villa, and to a degree Newcastle, since we're leading all three on 90 minutes. Yeah, we're also leading, drawing with Man City, weren't we, in 90th minute? So it's, yeah. The Villa one's a big one because I feel like that's that big Dumbo lurch that fucked us over there. Newcastle one was devastating, wasn't it, really? Again, you know, like say, Bournemouth, Villa and Newcastle, that's 3 points. If you can hang on against Man City, that's 4 points. And suddenly we're looking absolutely mint now with 4 more points from 36. You know, with a win at weekend, we're level on points with Crystal Palace again. But that's not the hand we've been dealt. China in your hands, guess the band. Absolutely no idea, BMG. Absolutely zero idea. Who would not have taken our current position with 8 matches to go if offered it before a ball was kicked this season? Well, I thought 78 RPM. I thought everybody was saying at the start of the season that we'd definitely take 17th. Give me 17th now and I'll take it. I'll snap your hand off. It's like, well, what about 15th with eight games to go? No, that's different. He's Leeds. He knows he's Leeds. Neutral perspective. He's Leeds. He's our Brett. We've done better than expected in every game since the first City game, except Sunderland, really. And we were better than Sunderland, weren't we? You know, we had a Alt game. Tapel. Wedgwood. Jedwood. 0-0 Bournemouth, Man United at half-time. I'm going to do a watch-along for that, but luckily they look shit, so... DCL in England. Let's have a look, see if there's any articles on my boy. Calvert Lewin has been named in the latest England squad by head coach Thomas Tuchel ahead of the 3 Lions' upcoming fixtures at Wembley. The 29-year-old striker has made 29 appearances for the Whites so far this season, scoring 10 goals and registering 1 assist. His form has been a key factor in Leeds' attacking output, with the forward also picking up Premier League's Player of the Month award in December. That feels like a while ago. Notably, no other English player has scored more Premier League goals than the Leeds striker this season, underlining his consistency in front of goal. The call-up marks a return to the international team for Calvert Lewin, who has 11 senior caps to his name, scoring 4 times. His previous international goals came against Wales, the Republic of Ireland, and a brace versus San Marino. The DCL. His last appearance for England came in a memorable 4-0 victory over Ukraine in the quarterfinals of the European Championships in 2021. England will now prepare for 2 fixtures later this month, both to be played at the Wembley Stadium. The 3 Lions will first take on Uruguay, managed by former Leeds United boss Marcelo Bielsa. I did not know that was the case. That is on the 27th of March. That's this Friday, next Friday, at 7:45, before facing Japan on Tuesday the 31st of March, which I think will probably be the game he plays in. The upcoming fixtures are part of Tuchel's preparations for this summer's World Cup, which gets underway in June, crossing the United States, Mexico and Canada. Drawn in Group L, the 3 Lions are set to face Croatia, Ghana, Panama as they look to progress to the knockout stages with DCL. Anybody bothered for the full squad? I'm happy to read it out. Goalkeepers are Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, James Trafford, Aaron Ramsdale, Jason Steele. Defenders are Dan Burn, Mark Gahey, Lewis Hall, Ezri Konza, Tino Livramento, Harry Maguire, O'Reilly, Gerald Quansah, who got a bit of shit for his selection with that. To be fair, well, Tamori's in there as well, and he got a bit of shit for that as well. So did John Stones. And maybe you could even argue Jed Spence, to be fair. But I think Tuchel, you know, got to go with him, really. And everybody's banging on about him not having Trent in and stuff, but, you know, fuck him, a bit. Elliot Anderson in midfield, Jude Bellingham, James Garner, Jordan Henderson, Kobe Mainu, Declan Rice, the most overrated player in the world, it says here in brackets. Morgan Rogers, Adam Wharton. Forwards are Jared Bowen, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Abarechi Eze, Phil Foden, who again he got a bit of shit for including Phil Foden, who's not getting many minutes. Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, who's on fire. Did anybody see his goal of the night? It was a mint goal, that, to be fair. Madwakey, the dickhead, Cole Palmer, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and Dominic Solanke. He's apparently, now I don't know the ins and outs of this, truth be told, but he's apparently he's got like 10 players that are going to then join like later on, I think after the first week. So maybe Calvert-Lewin will play in that Uruguay game. But he's basically, they've had a lot of minutes and stuff, so he wants to manage the minutes. I think Tuchel knows what day it is, me. Tommy Tuchel. 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 We gotta Tommy Tuchel. Tommy Tuchel. Tuchel. Gotta Tommy Tuchel. Tuchel. Are we doing a cheeky watch along for the Tyne-Wear derby on Sunday? And you know it, Brett. We'll be live all day on Sunday, mate, because there's some fucking huge games for us. There's some absolute huge games this Sunday, my brother. Let's have a look. I know that there's Forest on same time. You're the early kickoff, are you? Everton, Chelsea, that's tomorrow. Apologies, I won't be watching that because I'm off at game. Newcastle, Sunderland at 12. Yes, indeed. And then it's Villa, West Ham at 2:15. And Spurs, Forest at 2:15. Who would you rather us do the watch along for? Let me pull that up. Forest are favourites to go down with 41 votes. 46% say Forest. 44% now. Spurs are second. Leeds remarkably a third. And then somehow West Ham are fourth, who are currently the ones in the drop. And where some people are voting for us to go down. But which watch along? Spurs. I think it makes more sense to do Spurs Forest, really, doesn't it? But or West Ham Villa. I could try and do both, but what's point? The point is, Jack, we were winning versus Bournemouth and Villa, so the late goal cost us 2 points per game rather than 1 point. If you concede a late one to lose, yes, that is true, PMG, yeah. That is true. Tapal. I've got you. Tapao it is. Tapao! Tapao was the Chinese cover band. I would take 17th, but I'm disappointed because I've seen what a Farker team can do as opposed to what he's been doing. He's got it, mate. He's got it, Joe Depp. Fear not, my G. Started saying my G now, by the way, guys. We're trying to get these videos to 100 likes, guys. We've got 53, and we've got 53 in the room. But we know, don't we? We know that we're on that rotisserie. We know we're on a rotisserie. It rings a bit of a bell, does to Paul, to Powsies, to Pizzles. Only teams that fucked us is Arsenal, yeah. And we need to avoid a spanking as well, all things considered. Because if we get a spanking, we do need to look after that goal difference, don't we? The Carroll Decker goal difference. Yeah, that big Danny Farkey got asked about it, didn't he, with that? Because 78 RPM says, the stack one gets me. German coach basically had not watched him going on his previous comments, then does a U-turn. Totally delighted for the lad. I think, to be fair, you never know what managers are up to, do you, really? But it was a bit of a ridiculous comment of him. I don't know word for word what he said, but, he basically said it wasn't in his plans, like you say, want watching him. And then, obviously, he's had a brilliant season, hasn't he? So he's done a rip-roaring U-turn, but, it'd be a bit of a travesty, really, because, we are I love us, but we're not the best team in the country, are we? And he really is dragging us through games at times. He's performing at a really high level. So I think it'd be a real shame. I know DCL is one of us, but I can't help feel his goals were tap-ins akin to shooting fish in a barrel. Tap-ins are goals, Roger Slicky. You got to be there. You got to be in it to win it, my mate. And genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, as a former tap-in merchant, I used to get called a tap-in merchant, and it's fine by me. You know, we can all score the screamers. Can't we say we can all score the screamers? We can't, can we? But it sounds obvious, but nobody else were there to tap him in, were they? And big DCL war. And truth be told, he's got a few tap-ins. He's got some mint headers in there, hasn't he? He's got some really difficult goals. He's got some goals this season that genuinely nobody else on the pitch could have pulled out of the hat. You know, them tall looping headers that he does. He's been brilliant in air for his inbox. To Powell's big hit was Heart and Soul. Heart and Soul. I got soul. Most ridiculous line in the history of lyrics is, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Like, what? Yeah, that's fine. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. And then to keep repeating it, it's like, all right. The other most ridiculous line is, I can't remember it, but it's Swedish House Mafia, and it's about his mum telling him that heaven's got a plan for you, and it's like he's just split up with his missus, and his dad's telling him that heaven's got a plan for you. It's like, you saying I'm fucking gonna kill myself? I'm not. I'm feeling down. I'm down. I ain't killing myself over this bitch. Gives a break. It's like, heaven's got a plan for you, mate. All right, fucking hell. Fuck me. I just want to go out and knob some dirty bitch. I don't need this shit. Although the worst performance was arguably Burnley, where we were never a threat versus a shit team. We had so much at ball in that as well, BMG. It's not even like we didn't turn up. It's just our final products and stuff were so bad. I remember Goodmanson having a particularly raw day that day, because he was still bombing forward like he does, but his delivery and stuff was so wobbly. It was so off the boil, wasn't it? So, yeah. Good spot. Good spot, brother. Steele off to World Cup for training purposes only, apparently. So eventually won't be listed in squad if that's the case. Steely, what do you mean all boxed up? DCL has got a lot of tap-ins, but a fair few commanding headers too. Yes, indeed, BMG. He's got some good goals this season. In all fairness, if I was called up for these friendlies and World Cup, I'd want guaranteed game time or I wouldn't be getting on the plane. It's ruthless, Brett. I mean, they're not getting on a plane anywhere, to be fair. It's all at Wembley. But I take your point. Steele is terrible, BMG. We had him in the lower leagues. Oh, I thought you were on about Steele off to World Cup. They're gonna drop three of them, aren't they? There's gonna be, let me have a look at keepers. Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, James Trafford, Aaron Ramsdale, Jason Steele. They're not, I don't know, players. I don't know. I don't fucking know. They're not going to take James Trafford, though, are they? He's not really playing. They'll probably take Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, and Aaron Ramsdale, do you reckon? I thought Steele would have been decent signing for us last summer. To be fair, we got Lurchin, didn't we, BMG? So it's annoying how Brighton, Palace and Bournemouth all look like they could get sucked into it, but have all gone a couple of wins to escape. That's the formula, though, BMG. That's what we've got to follow, my G. I've started saying my G now, by the way. I'm actually worried I'm going to end up saying my G in my day-to-day life, and that I think that's time to hang up my decks if I'm to start saying my G in real life, because it's awful. But yeah, that's the formula to follow, my G. Couple of wins and we're away, aren't we? Literally. I hope Farker's paying the fine, says Clive T. I'm sure he isn't. Brett, he's looked over when I've seen him, but to be fair, that's not often. Huh? How come we get the same guy on here talking to us? Mr. White Snake, apologies. I had only two ambitions for this season. The main one was for us to stay up. The other one was to beat Scum. Still both on the cards. Love it, BMG. What a way to get 6 points this would be. If we could beat Scum away from home, it'd be absolutely raucous, wouldn't it? Be a right bit of energy in that bitch. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any tickets. That's my main worry. Because that is a blockbuster, innit? That's why we're in this league, to play them motherfluckers. Basically said he was one-dimensional defensive 6 with no attacking impact, hence the not watched him point. Yeah. Crazy talk. I mean, he's played really progressive for us, hasn't he, in all fairness. Dreams do come true, but you must believe. I'm trying to Mr. Whitesnake. I'm trying to Mr. Whitesnake. I've got a badge, but I'm not a badger. I've got a badge, but I'm not a badger. No idea. They think they did, Roger Slicker, because that's what everybody's saying. I wish people would stop using numbers to define positions. It only works with 9 and 10. I agree, Clive T, to be fair, yeah. The number 6, it could be Radaby. It could be Woodgate. It could be... Radaby were 5, wasn't he, to be fair. But it could be Woodgate, or it could be... Would David Batty 6 at some point? It really doesn't mean... It's meaningless. 4's the same. There's been centre-backs that are 4. There've also been, like, Ollie Decor, who's a midfielder 4. It's a load of woof in it. Appreciate you, Mingy. Fear not my G. I've started saying my G, by the way. That's what worries me a bit. Maybe aren't good enough at breaking down the teams who will come to defend. That's why I'm a bit worried about Wolves and Burnley games. Do you think they'll come to defend now, though, BMG? They sort of shit or bust, haven't they? They haven't really got out to lose, have they? 17 and 20 points they're on. Burnley have got... Wolves have played one more game, so I don't think they'll come to kick a stink out, really. Connellan fighting, Mingy. I didn't even know that were happening this weekend. There was a sisters girl group in America. They were horrendous, but got a cult following decades later. Their name escapes me like a Meslier fumble. That sounds like a line. Smash a like for my G. Yes, War Piglet. We've got 54 up in this bitch, and we've only got 57 likes. And we know about this rotisserie, don't we? We know that we're on a rotisserie. So if you smash a like for us, it'd be much appreciated, guys. If we do beat Brentford and say we lose to Scum, we could probably draw our way to safety, although I'd hate it. This is it, BMG. It's just important to get 3 points tomorrow, and then we can have a look at it. I stuck with Farker with most throwing shite. I believed and still do, as you must. Believe, my brother. Intelligent you are, stupid you're not. In my best Yoda voice. Yes, indeed, Mr. Whitesnake. Love it, mate. Irish guy, backed him to lose, but he's heavy favourite to win. Understood, Mingy. Yes, CB, evening, Jack and everyone. What's good, my brother? Yoda also said, do or do not. There is no try. That's pretty good, isn't it? He's American. Budget doesn't allow more than one person to talk to us. So we are stuck with Jack, the driver of the bullshit bus. All aboard! We've got some fucking banging tunes on, haven't we? Like, I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. You must. You simply must. Yes, Jay Darnborough. Get up, my dude. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. It's very kind of you. Cheers, dude. Shout out to Dane Darnborough. Fuck me. I've done it again. Jane Darnborough. My spelling is worse than my pronunciation. Jay Darnborough. Shout out to Jay Darnborough and shout out to All Boxed Up for the super chats a little bit earlier. Absolute legend, Jay Darnborough. Appreciate you. These days, the positions defined numbers are mainly 6, 8 and 10, really. Yeah, an 8. I mean, Bridges were 8, wasn't he? And he were up top. But yeah, an 8's sort of like a progressive midfielder, isn't he, really? Yeah, it's all a lot of woof, though, really. Backing it mostly because Conan is shot to bits. Yes, indeed, poor lad. Bing, bing, bing. It's my mate, Ming. Get up. Shout out to Jane Darnborough. Appreciate you, my man. Reckon we will get at least a point at Scum. It'd be mint if we can get a point at their gaff, genuinely. I know nobody likes hearing it, but you'd have to take a point in and around now, wouldn't you? Say it from the heart. The New Zealand warlord, and you know it. 6 was usually a centre-half when they used 1 to 11, and it only works 4-4-2, which is hardly used now. Yes, indeed, Clive T. 4-4-2 is coming back, though, baby. The dinosaurs will live again. The dinosaurs will have their day out again, believe me. If you're a professional footballer, you should be able to play most positions unless it's the specialist positions like goalkeeper and striker. I would agree to that to a level, Brett. I think once you reach the very, very top, it's like a double whammy. So I feel like you could have played De Bruyne. I feel like you could have played De Bruyne anywhere on the pitch and it'd have been sensational, including up top, right back, left back, centre back. I think it'd have been mint. Centre midfield, right wing, left wing, all the rest he's played. At the very, very best, at the very echelon, the very top, the Mount Everest players. But I don't think for your average mint decent Premier League player like your, just to think of someone that I rate, but not enormously, even though I'd probably pick someone that's relatively overrated, like Anthony Gordon or Elliot Anderson or Adam Wharton, who everybody seems to love. I couldn't imagine him playing centre back. Maybe you could a couple of them, but I think, do you know what I'm saying? I think once you reach the very top, I think they could in Championship. They could play anywhere. These players could play anywhere. You could play Adam Wharton up top in Championship. And I don't know how effective. I don't know. Actually, I'm talking myself out of this, Brett. These Dreams by Heart was pretty decent. We've got some bangers on the way, boys, as well. We've got some bangers coming out, you know. Serious stuff. So I want, if everybody could get behind it, you'd make a brother's dream. Quit the day-to-day shit. The North will rise again. Yeehaw! Yar! Right you are, me Brenda's ghost. I did help with dog cheese. If you know, you know, and you know it. I don't know, but dick cheese, maybe. 6 is now a CDM, 8 is a centre mid, and 10 is a CAM. Is that about right? I would go with that all day long, BMG, yeah. I think a 4 fits in as well there, though. That's the problem. Bloody hell, Jack's caught up with the chack. I'm shocked and stunned. It's because we're on the fucking old English, mate. That's why. We're not on silly juice. We're not on the swallies. I can focus when I'm not on the swallies. I don't think there were 4 sisters sang out of tune. People took the piss. There will be 60s and 70s. One might be dead. I don't know what's going on again now. I might have caught up CB, but I don't know what's going on. We can have the players who could play anywhere 11. Paul Madley as captain. We can definitely do that as an 11, BMG. I'll be down for that. I'll be down with the Riz kicks for that. I'll be down for that. We'll be down with this and we'll be down with that. That's because there's 20 of us, CB. All playing centre-back, mate. Why are wingers so specialist now? In the old days, wingers could play either side and even switched in matches to vary in-game tactics. No idea, 78 RPM. It's because they cut in, isn't it? There's all this cut-in nonsense. It's ruined it a little bit for me. I used to love wingers that used to get at players and, you know, like old school, like Overmars, just beating players out wide and, you know, at the risk of saying, like Jack Harrison, like, you know, he's just the most prevalent in my mind. That's the last person that played for us. Dan James is the same. He wants to get to byline. I like that type of winger, but I do see that it's not as effective, really. But I would argue that Arsenal sort of do that because you do gain a lot of corners from it, don't you? If you take it to byline and cut it back, you know, whip it in, you get a lot of corners from it, and that's what they keep doing. I'm on the Madriguits up, CB. Love to hear it, mate. Creedence Clearwater Revival are in the charts again. One of my favourite groups. Understood, Roger Slicker. Get stuck in, mate. Support them. Cheese tax. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you never knew. If you don't know by now, you never knew, Mr. Whitesnake. And I don't know about the cheese tax, my brother. My G. I've started saying my G now, by the way. Another reason he's up with the chat is that there's no 11s to argue about and no weird pics to Google. Yes, indeed, BMG. I'm not getting distracted by you guys. I'm new here. Yes, Frisbee. I'm presuming that's Frisbee. I'm new here. You're absolutely mental, bro. I love it. I'm not... I love it. That's off. I love it. I like it a lot. That's Jim Carrey in it. I like it a lot. Appreciate you, Frisbee. Or Frizz ate you. Get up, my dude. White Americans. By the way, when the Tyne and Weir derby is on early, it's only right to have a few beers. Don't anyone let the missus tell them otherwise. Oh, the missus isn't telling me when I can and can't drink my G. I've started saying my G, by the way, Brett. If I want to booze, mate, it flows. Like the Runaway. Squeeze are back in the charts, new album. Is Squeeze an onomatopoeia? Squeeze, squidgy. Squeeze me. Excuse me. Yeah, but wingers could hit the byline and cut in just by switching sides. None just cut it in every single match. It's a percentage game, innit? 78 RPM. It's whack. I agree. But it is a percentage game and no longer do they just go out and just try and actually, you know, if they lose the ball, they get absolutely rinsed out, don't they? So, welcome, Frisbee. This is PG. Yes, indeed, it is Frisbee. You want to get stuck into Thursday nights, mate, when we're getting lashed up? It's ace. Jack, it's Paul Madeley, not Madley. Paul Madeley, not Madley. Now repeat after me. Jack, it's Paul Madeley. Paul Madeley, not Madley. Now repeat after me. 9 and 10 were used to differentiate between the different types of forward because it's easier than describing out-and-out strikers or someone who's played behind or off the main striker. Clive T, you and me are dinosaurs. And you know it, and we're dinosaurs with the right sort of stories. Because you know better than anybody, Clive T. There's number 10s in this world, and there's number 9s in this world, and they both play up top. The number 10 was created by people like Birdcamp. 10s are not new things. Stop it. Shout out to Clive T. Frisbee, turn up for the underlap on Thursday if you think this is mental. Get up, BMG. The underlap range strong. Yes, it's Frisbee last name. Get up, Frisbee. That's a mint last name, by the way, dude. Might bring a track out called Frisbee. It's a mint last name, that. Got this tune brewing. To play this tune. It's through my phone, so it'll sound a bit shit. But we've got this tune brewing here. I might call it Frisbee. It seems. Whoa, fucking hell! Shit the bed. It seems applicable, that, doesn't it? It seems like a Frisbee type tune. We might call it Frisbee. I'm gonna write that down. Because I know, and as everybody else does, that I will forget that I thought that was a good name. Alan Clark was number 8. I'm unsure, to be fair, BMG, but I'll take your word for it. It's easy enough to describe a defensive midfielder or attacking or all-round midfielder. Yes, indeed, Clive T. I'm with 78. Sicker wingers being played to cut in instead of whipping crosses into the box. I agree, Brett. It's whack. We've been spreading news. Jack's cheese slipped off his cracker years ago. Cheese me, bro. Cheese me. Stay cheesy. Cheesy G's. What time on a Thursday? I'm in EST, time zone USA. We've gone global, baby. I'm ringing me mum. I'm ringing me mum, mate. We've gone global, baby. Frisbee from the US of A. Frizz on over here, my mate. Yeet up. 8 o'clock, my time. Don't know what your time is, but 8 o'clock, my time on a Thursday. Paul Madeley famously signed a contract without agreeing the salary. The Bunsen. And just told Armfield to fill in whatever he liked because he just wanted to play for Leeds. It's on Wikipedia, so it's true. Understood, BMG. If it is on, I'm going to make my own Wikipedia, I think. Not my own Wikipedia. That would be a fucking real long, pointless job. And I'm not going to make my own anyway, but... Cheese tax time at 100 likes, and you know it, Mr. Whitesnare, but we're not going to get to 100 likes. Because you bastards are stingy, aren't you? That's what it is. You got no respect for the work ethic, have you? You got no respect for it. Lips be licking. You got to loosen the lips, baby. Loosen the lips. Who would you guys say is the best winger to ever play for Leeds? Liboya, 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 Liboya. My lips be licking when we're talking about Liboya. Would be nice if wingers got back to racing to the line and then cutting the ball back hard and low. The way there is as much chance of defenders scoring own goals as your forwards getting them. Get up. I agree, Bremner's Ghost. Back in the day when Gordon Strachan used to just lash him across face of goal. Mint. Even some at toe pungs Strachan used to do. Just firing them in. Mint stuff. Mick Jones. I always thought Mick Jones were a forward. Also a guitarist. Football position. I always thought he was centre forward. Centre forward, Mick Jones. Rafa's a good shout, really, but I'd be reluctant to do Rafa. I know nobody likes to say Cure, but Cure was an unbelievable winger, wasn't he? But I'm still Lee Bowyer all day. I can't help myself. Jack only wants his own Wikipedia page for the cunnilingus content. And you know it, Brett. Nikita Lover tuned in, hadn't she, at that point? She was like, what the fuck? When we finished, she was like, what the fuck were going on in there? And I was like, you'll find out later, my love. And rest assured, I passed out. So Rafinha was like a number 10 and a winger in one. He had it all, didn't he, Clive T? He's Barcelona now, isn't he? Clearly. Leicester looking at Marsh. I know I saw it today, Jay Darnborough. Crazy. He's such a whopper meal in him. What a whopper he is. Should we have a look at the odds for our game tomorrow, boys? Because we always do the odds, don't we, the game before, the day before. So let's stay true to us. It's a 39% chance of a Leeds United win, a 34% chance of a Brentford win, and a 27% chance of a draw. So we're very, very evens on here, aren't we? Getting a bit frigid. Longstaff is number 8 this season. Hoping he scores tomorrow as I will be there to cheer him on. Are you there, Alan Clark? Where are you off beforehand, big man? Mick Jones came from the Blunts. Them bastard Blunts. Did Rafinha bossing the Geordies? Certainly did. Mental game, that one, it Bremner's Ghost. Jack, can't you buy likes like some big hitters? You can do, can't you, Roger Slick? But it's not my style, man. My ego gets in the way because I like to know that I've done all this. So every subscriber, every like, every member, I like to think it's not just some computer in China. It's more main reasons why my music don't do as well. Because, you know, everybody buys their streams and I just can't do it. You can buy like 10,000 plays and stuff and it looks so much better. But I just can't do it because then it's like, but then I don't know where I'm at. I'm constantly lying to myself. So, you know, if you've got 70,000 subscribers on YouTube and you've got more than Leeds United have, the numbers are just lying to you, aren't they? It's not telling you the truth. So I'd rather be true to myself, mate. Last season we scored so many goals with Solomon crossing and James tapping in, or vice versa. The old school winger to winger, or now it's like fullback to fullback we get, don't we? We've had a couple of them as well, where like Bogle's setting up Firpo last year, or vice versa. I think we've had it a couple of times. I think it were in FA Cup, but it was James Justin that burst forward. I feel like that will fullback to fullback. Mouse has gone. Come on, come back to Daddy. Come back to Pappy. I remember Mick Jones on wing, especially FA Cup final. I always thought he were up top, but 2 goals and 2 assists doesn't do how he ran them ragged justice. I know they were battered, weren't they? Boy, you want a winger, classic box-to-box midfielder, in my opinion. He played on right wing, though, didn't he, BMG? A common cunnilingus, did you mean? And you know it, Mr. Whitesnake. A common cunning linguist. I meant cunnilingus, mate. Eddie Gray, I forgot about, to be fair. It's a good shout, BMG. Sunderland double. 11-1, worth a cheeky tenner. Get away, Brett, get away. Marsh at Leicester in EFL 1 is about right for him. He'd be so bad down there as well, wouldn't he? Very good work, Mr. Whitesnake getting the love. Came from the Clash, did Mick Jones. Yeah, I thought I'd seen somebody with a guitar in their hand. I need to see Marsh get that job just for the entertainment. I'd love to see him back getting peppered in Premier League. I really would. Is it actually? Is it? Fellatio, I think that's the job for Thursday, isn't it, BMG? I've got a good idea what that means, my G. I started saying my G, by the way, now. He lives by the river. Gordon Strachan at 33 was a baller. I never saw him have a bad game for Leeds. He was a consummate professional. Yeah, he was outstanding, wasn't he, Gordon Strachan? He's like my first beginning memories, Gordon Strachan. Little Ginner, wasn't he? Little ginger sniper. Mick Jones was a classic 9, really. Great player. Cup final injury cut him short. Understood, BMG. I've seen videos a bit of Mick Jones, to be fair. Do it like Skinner Bros, Jack. Independent. Skinner Bros. We're going fully independent. I don't know who these are. I'll check these out though. Are these? I'm bringing out some house music. That's the only thing Joel Peru can sniff a goal, but I've not rapping on Ed for a bit. Might check this album out. On a selfish note, JackCity wouldn't be JackCity or even the Underlap if the subscribers went sky high. This is true, Brett. This is true, to be fair. It won't. I don't know how universal it can be as well, truth be told. I saw Strachan in, I think, his first Leeds game, got the ball, beat 4 men and got brought down for a pen after 2 minutes, which Sheridan missed. Sheridan, fucking hell. Wasn't Felicio right back for Juve? Scum 1-0, let's have a look. It's not come up yet here, but yes, indeed it has. Fucking bastards. Bruno Fernandes. Let's have a guess. It's a penalty. We'll be having JackCity blasting in the car with the windows down this summer. Don't stress yourself. Yeet up, my man, War Piglet. Julio Giordio. Marsh is effing horrible. Awful. London Falling. What was the Whitesnake album with the apple on it? I've had an apple today. Jack, did you get your title, The Underlap? Inspiration from the overlap? Absolutely, Roger Slicker. There's no original happens round here. You should know that by now. Big purple fan. Deep purple. Big, deep Belen purple. The Skinner Brothers. I've just typed them in, dude. Yeah, I'm going to check them out now. Come and get it. Paul Madley and Paul Reaney were class acts, all boxed up. No merte. Hilltop's Hoods are back with the rap. I'll check them as well. Hilltop Hoods. I think I know who these guys are. Where have you been, CB? I've missed you desperately, mate. But yes, indeed, guys, we've been here. I only planned on doing 45 minutes, and we've been here an hour and 21. Because nobody do it how we does it. We're trying to get to 100 likes out. We're trying to compete with the big boys, aren't we? Try to keep them fucking big. I hope you're all right, CB. On a serious note, my man. My G. I've started saying my G now. I hope you're all right, big man. Last night's underlap should have 5 million views. Best thing on my telly this week. Appreciate you, War Piglet. Lovely stuff. I'm going to game tomorrow, Jay Darnborough. Yeah, what are you saying? Are you there? I certainly will be there. Shout out to all boxed up and my man Jay Darnborough for the super chats. It's much appreciated. Maidley, sorry, I keep doing it, Data Roger Slip. Agreed, BMG. Let's all give a shout out to CB. Hope everything's okay, big man. You've been sorely missed, my G. I've started saying my G, by the way, now. You're a legend, mate. As you all are. If you don't know by now, you never knew. Keep us in the loop, CB. Appreciate you, my lad. Shout out to all boxed up. Shout out to Frisbee, because we've gone global, baby, and he's given me an idea for a track name. Shout out to Jay Darnborough for the super chats. Shout out to Dragon BJ for his belated birthday, even though he's not been in supporting me. I'm still supporting him. I'm only messing. Shout out to Ming, MVG, Southie, Julian Airy, Mimi, and Roller Blunt for the super chats. And then we got some super chats from Hummers11, didn't we, last night? Shout out to Hummers11. I've lost my notes from last night because I was pissed up. Hummers11, all boxed up. MVG, War Piglet, Julie, Ming. You got to know when to say when. That's something I've wrote after it. Roller Blunt and Mimi. And Roger Slicker, 78 RPM. You're all legends. Enar in the wings. Appreciate you. Shout out to my man BMG. Oh, and you know it. And you know it, BMG. You keep the power, brother. You keep the power. Take it easy, Dave Marwood. Cheers, man. Enar in the wings. There's a few following you in the wings now. Take it easy, Frisbee. Hell yeah, man. I'll be back for the next live. You're keeping me entertained here at work. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, Frisbee. Appreciate you, my dude. Welcome. Welcome to the shit show. Take it easy, Mingy. Cheers, Joe Peruk and Sniffer Goal. If anybody's about tomorrow, give me a shout. I'm going to go. I'll do a quick shit live. A quick shit. I might go live in morning, maybe. Depends how tonight turns out, actually. Cheers, Joe Depp, Clem Fandango, the boy up. 78 RPM, Enar in the wings. Appreciate every which one of you. Smash a like on way out. Remember this guy. I wish I could remember his name. Lovely fella. I'm going to try and get him on channel next time I bump into him on one of the away days. I had chicken today with fucking some sauce on it from M&S, and it was well tasty. I put udon noodles. I put two chicken breasts on some udon noodles, and it was like this chili garlic sauce with like some other stuff in it, a bit of soy sauce and all that stuff. Oh, it was fucking tasty, I tell you. Oh my God, did my taste buds go on a journey? Oh, the tongue was sizzling. Take it easy, everybody. Goodbye.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.